because when Kundalini gets into the brain, it's almost like I can just say it like this. Some experiences that you go into, you kind of intend to get to a certain space and just kind of never get there because you're either thinking too much or most of the time thinking too much. So the neck lock prevents thought, allowing the Kundalini to actually accumulate within the center or the torus area of the person's body. And then when they release the lock, it then pushes up, like almost like you're holding back water. It sprays up and has enough force to go around, which then allows the cycling to take place. And if that happens, then there's very little thoughts. There's just only that feeling, and some call that bliss, or, it's got different terms, but Atma, but it's like a total awareness of one is everything, and then that's meant the circuit was complete. But if there's just a lot of thinking and there's no awareness, the awareness doesn't kick in that one is everything, that means that the Kundalini hasn't gone through the complete cycle. And so it's interesting because, again, like if we put it into just mechanics, if the energy doesn't get to certain areas in the body, and we're talking about prana, then those bodies lock, those parts of the body lock up. And we have much more of those parts than we think. Like we only kind of consider the organs, but there's also all these glands, right? The ductless glands. And there's a lot of things. There's the diaphragm. I mean, look at the body. There's all sorts of things going on. And how much nourishment, and that's why I think that there's also this simultaneous adventure that goes on with the person who's interested in this kind of thing, where they walk through generally first the plant kingdom, and then to the mineral kingdom, and then to the kingdoms of ether. But if you notice, most people are still on the animal kingdom. That's why they consume the animal, right? So let's watch it. So they consume the animal, and then when they get tired of doing that, and they've inherited everything they can from that, which is they generally are they have a lot of strength generally. They have a lot of will, but they don't have the ability to manifest the will, because that's more of the vegetable thing. And then so you have some people that tap into the vegetables next. They start inheriting the chlorophyll, which is the solar energy, and then they start progressing through that. They even start maybe the ayahuasca or something like that, like a bioelectric. And then at some point, if they're still climbing the ladder, they hit the metals. They start getting into the crystals really heavy. They start being able to feel the crystal, and that it's not just a rock. And then they have that whole experience. And then if they may even go into alchemy where, they administer minerals to themselves, because obviously the body does need minerals. And then as they progress from there, then it's ether. And those people, and some of us are doing this always simultaneously, but just in different measures, right? So this is not necessarily one that you go through this one, two, three, four. Humans are simultaneous. So they tend to push the lever up on all of them, but at different strengths, right? And